Hello everyone, SciencePyro7 here, and the grind continues. So here I am early in the morning, reviewing Mattel's Jurassic World Dino Trackers Danger Pack Xuanhanosaurus. So, I don't really have a lot to say about Xuanhanosaurus itself, mostly because I don't know a whole lot about it. It does appear, I'm actually a bit surprised, that it appears in one of my old dinosaur books, alongside Megalosaurus, but by old, I mean this is, when did this release? 2005, so yeah, this is 20 years old. I'm currently reading it through. So, this is very likely outdated information. And so, read that if you want, but take it with a grain of salt, given, 20 years old. But this is the box. It's very similar to the Dilophosaurus box, with the only differences being its name and the mountainous icon for an environment, which I guess would have made sense somewhat, and on the back, which I think this was wave 2. Yeah, this is wave 2 of the Danger Pack. This is also a 2023 release with Tupendactylus Xuanhanosaurus, and Nothosaurus, and Piatnitskysaurus. And so this is the figure itself. It is not a bad figure. This figure actually made me like Xuanhanosaurus a bit more. It was from, I think, Middle or Late Jurassic China in the Shaximiao Formation. I'm assuming I'm saying that right. It's the new name of the Dashampu Formation, which was discovered with the discovery of Gasosaurus in the 60s or 70s. So there's a lot of dinosaurs from that place, and Xuanhanosaurus happens to be one of them. Overall, this is not a bad figure. I do like it quite a bit. It's medium-sized. And I actually brought this guy up in the Mincaria video. So, here's a more in-depth analysis of it. It's, like I said, medium-sized. The detailing is okay. There are some larger scales and bumps here and there on the legs and the tail, kind of in the midsection where the ribs would be, but really not a lot of scaling details at all, which is a downside. The feathers are incredibly speculative for what I think is related to other megalosaurs. I think this guy is a megalosaur. And so the feathers are incredibly speculative, but don't look bad on it, especially given how lightly packed they are, primarily on the neck, upper body, and a few on the elbow. So it's not that bad. And the mouth, or the head itself, has a couple larger details, like this. Larger scales on right behind the eye and lower jaw, but aside from that, this is not a particularly well detailed figure, unfortunately. It also suffers from having too big feet, and I don't mean it has too big feet, I mean its feet are too big, because these are the toes it would be walking on, and this is the rest of the foot, so the toe section should be a lot smaller. I'm not 100% surprised though. Mattel is very good at making their carnivores, at least their bipedal carnivores, have feet that are way too big, which I get is for stability, but they still make them too big. The hands, however, do not appear to be pronated, which means the palms face each other and therefore is scientifically accurate, which at least I get a point there. I do kind of like the little black crest on the top. I think that would be a crest on the top of its head. I don't know 100% how accurate it would be, but I like it. In fact, I like a lot about the head and neck area specifically. The main body is silvery gray-ish. Kind of reminds me of the Indominus Rex's color. The feathering is brown, pretty generic brown itself, I would argue. And the head is, well, the same main body color, but with some black on the little crest thing above its head. Maybe really dark blue, maybe black under the eye, can't really tell, and then a black snout. That's it. I mean, the teeth are colored whitish yellow, and the mouth, well, at least the tongue and gums are pinkish red, but, well, and the eyes are yellow with, I believe, painted pupils. But aside from that, this is a not very well colored figures, which is disappointing because like I've been saying, I like this figure. It is not bad. The tail does not seem too short. I could change my mind in the future, but right now the tail does not seem too short. The head might be a tad big, but is proportionately fine in my opinion. Overall, this is a good figure for Xuanhanosaurus. It's just the colors that give it a slight knock down, and it's not the colors themselves. I love these colors for Xuanhanosaurus. I honestly haven't really seen that many depictions of it, aside for in my old dinosaur book and, well, Mattel. Of course, I have searched it once or twice, but this is one of my favorite depictions of it, and it very unfortunately does not have very good patterning. Articulation-wise, there's not much to it. It's danger pack, so the tail can twist in a 360 circle. The legs can move in a 360 circle. The arms can also move in a 360 circle. I'm not doing it, but they can. The neck joint can move up and down and twist in a 360 circle, which I actually forgot to bring up on the Dilophosaurus video. Its neck can also twist like this. I don't know how I forgot that. And the mouth can open and close. Now, despite the general, hold on, scan code for the fax app, play app, same thing. Despite the general lack of articulation and basicness in terms of it on this figure, I'm not hating on it because, well, for one, I really like this figure, and for two, this rather simple articulation and whatnot does for really good photography opportunities if you take pictures of your dinosaur figures, which I do personally, especially outside. So, yeah, that's a plus, I suppose. I don't usually bring that up. I just figured I would for Xuanhanosaurus because, if you ask me, it has a lot of posing abilities or posing possibilities compared to some of their other animals. But, so, yeah, this was the Danger Pack Xuanhanosaurus. Overall, it's not a bad figure. I genuinely like it. And, well, with not much else to really say here, that was this figure. And I hope you enjoyed this review. I'll be seeing you again next time. See ya.